If you're a sales manager, how do you know when it's time to bring in a sales trainer? I'm Sylvan Bell. It's June 4th, 2017, 2:05 in the afternoon. Perfect day to talk about sales, perfect day to talk about closing, perfect day to talk about training. So this is a common question that I get from business owners. It's, they'll pull me aside and they'll say, hey Scott, look, we got this sales manager and he was pretty good at sales and he did really good and we have him in the management position, but for whatever reason, the people aren't responding, okay? The salespeople aren't responding to the manager. And this happens because, first off, salespeople tend to think that if somebody's a sales manager, they couldn't close, they're not good at giving presentations, and they generally don't know what they're doing. And sometimes they think this about sales trainers too. And what it could be is it's just that they've heard the same message over and over and over again put the same way. And it's not new, it's not fresh in their mind, right? You could be giving like the absolute best content to a salesperson, and just because you've said it 100 times, they're like, why are you telling me this? And then somebody like me comes in and I say just a little bit differently, same idea, same concept, and they go, oh my goodness, that's so brilliant, I've never heard that before. I have this conversation at least once a month where a manager's like, I say that all the time. I'm like, look, I get it. It's not your fault. They just need to hear it a different way. Now, there is a challenge. There's a couple challenges here. If you're a sales manager, you just need to know, like, hey, look, I'm in over my head. My guys aren't performing. They're not listening anymore. Perfect time to have a sales trainer come in. But the challenge to this is bringing in too many different voices, too many different ideas, right? A confused mind always says no. So if you put too many concepts in front of a salesperson and you have too many different trainers come through, they're like, I don't know what idea to select. This guy says this guy says this girl says this. What do I do? Where do I go? How do I sell? Okay, so if you're going to bring somebody in, the good idea is to bring in one person and train for a set period of time with that person, right? It's not like, you're watching a movie. You're like, I want an action flick. I'm going to get the action sales guy. I want the drama flick. I'm going to get the drama sales guy. I want the chick flick. Right? It's not like that. You have to decide the type of sales trainer that you want and put some characteristics down. Figure out what, hey, it's like it's a job interview, right? So people will come and say, hey Scott, what can you do for my salespeople? I'm like, oh great, let's talk. Let's figure out what's going on. What do they need help with? What are they struggling with? What do you want them to do by the time that I'm done training them, right? So know that it's okay if you're a sales manager to reach out to a sales trainer and say, hey look, I need some help. My guys, my girls, my dudes, my chicks, my men, my women, they're struggling with, is it something that you can help out with? And if so, how do you do it, right? And what's the compensation going to be and how are we going to work it out? But know that there's a point, just like anything else, where you got to reach out and say, hey look, I really need some help. Now, I will tell you, if you're a sales manager and you were a closer, but you decided to get out of the sales game for whatever lifestyle reason, it's a good idea to go right with your salespeople and show them that you still got skills. Because this is one of the things, the salespeople are always asking, if you're such a good salesperson, why are you a manager, right? Sometimes people say, hey Scott, if you're such a good salesperson, why did you decide to go into training? And I said, hey look, it came down to the hours. I lost a relationship due to the hours that I was working, and I didn't care for it anymore. I love closing. Closing is the second greatest feeling in the world. You pick the first, okay? Closing is the second greatest feeling in the world, but for me, it was like, man, I got to get out of the field. I literally, it destroyed a relationship of mine, and I decided to say, hey, look, working these 80-hour weeks, the compensation is fantastic. I love closing. I love meeting with people, but the lifestyle is horrible. And it's just like any sport. There's a certain lifespan of a top athlete. There's only so long that somebody can play at a high level in football. There's only so long that a person can play at a high level in basketball. There's only so long that a person can play at a high level in hockey, whatever sport you want, soccer, whatever sport you want. And then there becomes a point where it's like, the knees are giving out, the elbows are giving out. The same thing happens with being in sales. So if you're a sales manager, go out and ride with your salespeople and show them, hey, look, I still got the skills. I can still close this. Simmer down on you saying that, you're a manager, you don't know how to close, all right? There you go. Now, if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That'd be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there is a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then last of all, you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even LinkedIn? Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.